And welcome back to This Week at the Chamber, giving you the top 4 things that you need to know going into this week. Yes, I'm back with Amy. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning.
Monday.
Yes, happy Monday.
Did you stay up with project graduation last night? I know you had one graduating, but did you go on all the fun adventures with the class last night?
I did not, but I did get a report this morning in the wee hours that it was a big, fun trip.
Big fun trip. Did she win anything? Did Nola
She
win?
did. She won some luggage.
Oh, how fun. I won a printer whenever I graduated, which was perfect because I needed that for my dorm room.
Yeah, that's great.
Project Grad. Cool event. Well, let's talk about what's going on this week. Starting on Tuesday
Yes.
is National Travel and Tourism Day, and we'll be celebrating with a couple people here in town. Certainly the community celebrates, but the Arkansas Welcome Center is having some festivities. And they'll have some food and fun, and I think the mayor's going to read a proclamation, and the radio will probably be there like they have been in years past, talking about all things travel and tourism. Explore Harrison will be there. Did you go last year?
Yes, it's always fun.
It's always fun, and there's always good food. And what we like to say about tourism, although this office specifically does not, because that's what we lean on our counterparts, Matt Bell and Explore Harrison, tourism is kind of the first date of economic development, because nobody's going to move their business or their family to a place that they haven't visited as a tourist first. So we know and we recognize how important that is, and we're going to celebrate tomorrow,
Yes.
Tuesday, the 21st.
Yes,
Look
it's
how
correct.
fast I was on my feet. It's the first time I looked to see what day it is. Yep, that's Tuesday. What's
Tuesday.
happening Wednesday?
Yes.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Wednesday, we are going to cut the ribbon to welcome Buffalo River Air Tours to our area. They are a really cool business that you can call them and schedule a tour in the air to check out some of the tourism sites. And it's going to be really cool. We'll be at the Harrison Regional Airport at 10 a.m. on Wednesday.
On Wednesday. And I'll give a shout out to, this is our Destination Ozarks. This new one just came out, and some of the story in there is about recreational flying.
Yes.
Or general aviation, right? It's not booking a flight to Memphis or Dallas on Southern Airways,
No.
but there are a lot of people who fly their own planes that fly out of the Harrison area, and some have started their own business giving flying lessons. This one has started their own business giving tours. So if you're not gonna go after your own pilot's license and try to fly your own plane to see all of the beautiful scenery here in the Ozarks, you can go on a Buffalo River Air Tour.
Yes.
Boy, how about that?
It'd be a great time.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get to go up in the plane and cut the ribbon in the plane. I'm looking at Lloyd. To see if he could get that scheduled. But yeah, and you'll see some beautiful photography in here. John Odell, we just want to make sure we give John a shout out. And we're really thankful for his professional photography that he allowed us to use in this publication. And there's a little side story about him and what he's learned and all the adventures he's been on in photography and people who have mentored him. Okay, that's Wednesday.
Yes.
Thursday, we've got a couple things happening. One of them I'll take, and the other one you'll do. We are going to Harrison High School for the annual advisory council of the CTE, the Career and Technical Education Advising Council. We've participated in this the last few years. It's basically the time where they're going to give presentations on all of the career technical education programming that they're doing in the schools and how it went and what the students were saying, what feedback they're getting, and then kind of charting their path for next year. And that is part of our developing relationships and connecting business and education. So we've seen some of the feedback that the business community has given them in the last 3 years. We've seen them make adjustments or add some things or put new tweaks on things to enhance their ability of their students to connect with the business community.
It's really neat.
So we're going to go to that meeting on Thursday,
All
and
right.
then that afternoon.
Yeah, we've got some cool guests that are going to be visiting Harrison. It's going to be the AEDC Project Managers, and tell us what you expect that'll be like.
Yep. Richard is one of the project managers. He's the one we've been coordinating with. And Amy just gave you a shout out, Richard. She thinks you're cool. I think you're cool too, Richard. And whoever else comes on your team, we'd be happy to host you here in Harrison. The Arkansas Economic Development Commission is who we work with on a sometimes weekly, but definitely monthly basis to talk about resources that can be beneficial to our business community. They sometimes have projects across their desks that they have to look across Arkansas and say, what communities have this type of building or this type of workforce or this type of land that's available that we can help find a place for people to do business here in Arkansas. And these people, we want them to be familiar, these project managers, we want them to be familiar with our team here locally, with our resources here in Harrison, up here in the northern part of the state. And so that tour, plus there's a couple of businesses that have been talking about expansion that want to meet with them to talk about what kind of incentives are out there. So that's what we're going to do on Thursday. We're going to have some special guests, some cool guests. I like that. Okay, how about last one is we have a guest today.
Yes.
Chris Rost. He is the co-owner of Nature's Wonders here in Harrison and now in Branson and now some other places as they continue to expand and develop some strategic partnerships that are going to be really well. But an awesome entrepreneurship story, another great story for Harrison that originates out of Harrison. So here's our conversation with Chris Rost.
So yeah, kind of a neat story. My grandparents and my mom and dad from Southern California moved out here, bought a farm. Grandma's kind of a hippie. Anybody knows my grandma. And, you know, they shopped natural food stores out in California, moved here. And there wasn't a lot here except for Minnie Mae Davis had a little store up off the square called Gaither Mountain Health Food. And my grandma got to know her not too long after they moved here. She started that little store in the 60s, and it started in her basement. Just more selling bulk foods to her neighbors and her church people. And so anyway, later on, she retired from her regular job and then started a little storefront, which was up just up off the square. I can't remember the road. It's right there by Dollar General. But so yeah, my grandma got to know her, and then the lady was about 96, still running her store, and asked my grandma one day, "Hey, would you ever be interested in buying my store from me and taking on the legacy?" And my grandma talked to my grandpa, and they at that point were still teaching music. A lot of people know my grandparents in town from taking music lessons from them, and but they loved what the industry was at that point and what it was about, and so they did purchase the store from her, and then kept it in that location for about little less than 2 years, and then kind of started growing it and decided, hey, we need to find a bigger location, and we need to kind of bring it into the now and at the time, which was 94. So yeah, we grew to the location that's just behind us here, where the old Exxon bulk plant used to be, which is now going to be a wonderful, beautiful new bank. And yeah, so we were there for, I forgot exactly how many years, but close to 15, well, maybe 16. Yeah, 16, 17. I can't remember. But yeah, until we moved into the location we are now. And so yeah, that's kind of how we got here, got started. So yeah, after my dad retired, it was always a goal for us to have more locations. So we, Branson had been on our radar for a long time. And we finally just, me and Michelle one day decided, hey, it's time. And we got tired of staring at the same four walls, and we're like, okay, it's time to do this. So we started looking for a location, I actually went to the chamber in Branson and met with them, and, asked if they'd had any feedback of wanting a natural food store there. And we knew for years we had a lot of customers coming from Branson that said, you got to open a store up there. But it's a different town than Harrison. So, we kind of had to feel it out and see what was going to work. And we worked really hard to find a good location. I spent a lot of time, and I'll say my wife made the call. We almost had a lease signed to go over like by the Target area and everything, and I'm so glad now we didn't. Where we ended up on 248 has just been an awesome location for us, and so easy for locals to get to us, but then easy for the tourism as well, for people coming in town to find us. So yeah, it's just been, that store's done very well. We've grown year over year, and I don't think we've seen the ceiling yet on what it can do. So, and it brought some new eyes to our company. And about 2 years ago, we partnered with Bass Pro. Johnny Morris came to us and kind of liked what we were doing, and had some ideas on how we could partner. And so after a lot of sleepless nights, me and Michelle, made the decision we wanted to take this path and kind of see where it led. And it's been a good partnership, and we're excited for the future for sure. A lot of big things we're working on. So
yeah, and you made a post the other day about one of the first shops, one of the first Nature's Wonder shops within Bass Pro.
Yeah, so we opened a store within a store concept. Our first one out in Irvine, California. That was the newest Bass Pro opening, and so yeah, we put it's more of a Nature's Wonders department, but it kind of has a store within a store feel. And right now, mostly like healthy snacks and things you might think of, picking up while you're a Bass Pro, which is really cool.
Very on brand for, what you've created, for starters. From where it began 30 years ago, more than 30 years ago, and to what Bass Pro kind of stands for.
Yeah.
And, it's a good...
We align very well.
Yes.
Very well. Yeah. Yeah, it's been an awesome partnership, and I think we have a lot of room to grow there, and it takes that. You have to have the same ideas, the same values, kind of point in the same direction. And even though we sell very different things, we're still, number one, taking care of our customer, giving as much value as we can, and just also giving a good experience. Nobody gives a better experience than Bass Pro, for retail shopping, and that's always been, as much as we can on what we're able to do. That's always been a big part of what we want as well. And so yeah, good partnership, and